Shalom. Kal halalimla abanoah Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachaha Kwadash. Double honors to the men of Great Millstone, specifically the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the affiliate camps that teach the same doctrine in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai. Okay, the men of Great Millstone, the elders on down, are the men of the Lord. Okay, they are not regular men. All right, they have been chosen by the Lord Almighty in heaven, Yahweh Hashem Shai, to uplift His word and to teach the rest of the sheep that are scattered to the four corners of the earth, pursuant to Deuteronomy 28 and let me just get the right one. It's not Deuteronomy 28 and 54, King James Version. Okay, that's not it. It's Deuteronomy Salakia. The book of Deuteronomy, scattered to the four corners of the earth, King James Version. Yeah. I said Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. Let me just read it since I said it. Deuteronomy 28, verse 64, KJV. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. All right, so the Lord has chosen those men to teach the rest of the flock that are scattered to the four corners of the earth. Okay, all right. I just wanted to speak on this the angels situation, or Los Angeles. Okay, and I'm going to touch on a few things. Number one, Elder Kazak, I think he's an elder. Salaki if I got it wrong. GMS Mississippi camp. Elder Kazakia Allah brought out the smart city Los Angeles scenario. Okay, what Esau's trying to do, hence the fires that have been, the fires that have erupted or have been set, okay, by the dew, all right, which is direct energy weapons, which is weaponry that is fired from on high from their satellites, okay? No, those fires weren't set by homeless people. Those fires weren't set by, erratic people that are not right in the head. Those fires were set specifically in certain locations in most of the plush so-called areas, the gated neighborhoods, all right? And in the neighborhoods where, they can create a so-called small world within a world where they feel that it'll be justified to entice a lot of people to take the charagma when this financial infrastructure crashes, which is Revelation 13:16. All right, how do you entice people to take to take the mark of the beast, which is a chip? Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. All right, how do you entice them? You entice them with money. You entice them with a nice location. Those certain people, especially the Israelites that live in certain neighborhoods, that want to live in the hills or want to live in a certain part of California, which is supposedly well-to-do or once was well-to-do, in their mind, they'll think, okay, cool, I want to move there, even though Beverly Hills and all that is running down. There's no more a pretty woman scenario there. It's not like how it was 35 years ago. But people, if they live in, say, I don't know, Compton or something, even though there's some beautiful neighborhoods within that area, Jake will still run a mile. Jake will still jump up Say, oh yeah, I don't mind living in Beverly Hills, especially if they're not in the know when all this thing collapses. So you entice people with a nice location, a prime location. There's a show here in the UK. It's about property, and it's called Location, Location, Location. Okay, and location is very important, especially when you want to sell something, when you want to build something. All right, and and this is what they've been doing. Hence the reason why a lot of Hollywood stars, these stars that are falling from heaven right now. Okay, Israelite stars too, but these heathens too, right? Because they are lesser illuminaries. They know what time it is. They know what's going on, and I'm sure they've been been rewarded quite well via their insurances that they've taken out. The same way the so-called white man, especially the small hatters, the tunnel diggers, right, took insurance out on the Twin Towers before they exploded them. The same thing with this, and the same thing they did with Hawaii not so long ago. All right, as that being a prime location as well. All right, and when these Hollywood stars do come on these media outlets to talk about the situation, you've got to listen and read in between the lines. They're meant to be actors, but I tell you one thing: when I listen to Mel Gibson's little, when I listen to Mel Gibson's lines, that he had to read for his part in this situation, it didn't sound so realistic. He wasn't a good actor then. And these guys, you got to understand, a lot of these media outlets, these reporters, they're all, actors that have failed. So, um, a lot of them are used and given jobs in these places, and they all meet because of their level in this industry, in this world that we're in. All the reporters and broadcasters and media outlets and movie stars and directors and NBA billionaires, millionaires, or billionaires, or whatever, that own these sports teams. They all meet, depending on their location, at certain of these mask parties that you see in Eyes Wide Shut. And they all go there, they all freak off, and they do all sorts of other sordid shit. All right, they're all part of the agenda. Okay, you can't believe everything that you see. All right, you gotta look at it with spiritual eyes, and you gotta have some kind of understanding of how this world actually works. It's not all about talent when you make it in this world. All right, okay. Anyway, before I deviate in other areas, I'm just going to read what a Jake, an Israelite by the name of William Shakespeare, who's a so-called black man, by the way. All right, Esau likes to paint everyone like him, pursuant to the Book of Maccabees. Okay, anyone of importance, they like to make them look like themselves, which is with leprosy, pale skin. All right, let's see what William Shakespeare, the Israelite, the so-called black man, said. He said, "All the world's a stage." All right. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. Like you see Eddie Murphy doing it in what was that movie called again? The Nutty Professor. His acts being 7 ages. At the first, this is beautiful. At the first, the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy with his satchel. All right, a satchel is like a old school type rucksack. Obviously, they carried it like the way these jakes carry man bags these days. But the satchel is obviously masculine. All right, it doesn't look like no purse or merce, whatever you call it. With his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwillingly to school, and then the lover sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth, and then the justice in fair round belly with good capon lind, with eyes, sever and beard of formal cut, full of wise swords and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, trousers, pantaloons, you say pants these days, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side as you get older. His youthful hose well saved, a world too wide, for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice, turning again toward childish treble pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends is this strange, eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion, sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Basically, you're born, then you die. You play many parts as a man, right? The main part is all the world's a stage, okay? And let me go to scripture. Is it this one? Romans 9:21. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? This world is centered around Jacob and Esau. Jacob is the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, and Esau is the so-called white man. And the rest of the heathen nations, 16 of them, there's 18 nations on the planet, are just mere background actors that are just playing their part in this final rulership of the heathen before the Lord, His Majesty, Hamashiach Yahushai returns when the Most High Abanawa Yahweh ordains it. Okay, because even the Lord, His Majesty Yahushai, does not know when Abanawa Yahweh will say, "Let's go." Once the Most High Father Yahweh says it, that's it. Yahushai, His Majesty, is on His way. Obviously, we've got the prophecies to know when His Majesty is returning. Hath not the potter power of the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? So the Lord, like we're all clay. These players on this planet, the world is a stage. The Lord is the ultimate Godfather, the Most High Father. He controls everything. You've seen that image of the Godfather, right? With the puppet strings. We're all puppets. The Lord controls everything. All right? The Lord controls everything. All right? You think that you have control of your life, think, oh, this ain't going well for me, that ain't going well, because the Lord doesn't want you to have that yet. What you got to understand is sometimes the Lord is just removing obstacles and things out of your way, which He doesn't want you to have until He wants you to have what He wants you to have. All right? And we are the vessel to honor. The vessel unto dishonor, okay, pursuant to 2 Ezra 6, verse 54, the vessel to dishonor is the heathen, the so-called white man beginning, and then the rest of them. All right? The other nations are spittle, they're nothing. All right? Now, what we're seeing is the winding down of this kingdom of the so-called white man. All right? And everything is set, but the Most High Yahweh Shai controls everything in everyone's mind, how He wants it to play. The so-called white man thinks he's controlling it. They think they have power. All right? Even William Shakespeare knew the world is a stage. Obviously, he's an Israelite, so he's got a spiritual understanding. But the Lord has told you that He's the creator, of us. We're clay. We're in this clay. All right, and within this clay, our flesh resides our spirit. Okay, our soul. Like your hand goes in a glove, right? Our spirit is like in this glove, which is our clay. Okay. Now, I just want to get into. Let's go to this one. Now, Esau knows that there's a short time left, right? So they're trying anything and everything to create their new world order. Okay? And they show you in their movies what they want to do. I forgot the one with Matt Damon in it. What's it called again? I forget it. I'm not going to go there now. So I'm going to end up deviating, going in a different direction. The one with Matt Damon where they live, I'm going to paraphrase it, or just, you guys have probably seen it. It wasn't called Oblivion. Where Matt Damon, they all live in some kind of hood. He's meant to be an Issacharite in the movie. But then they have to try and get to where the elites live. And they have to get there by ship, I believe. But nevertheless, let's focus on this. Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to them, Salakia. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. The Lord Yahweh Shemeshai is cutting the time short for the elect's sake. As you can see, time is going faster. Esau's been measuring the time. Esau even said that the time is going 33% faster, right? So basically, a 24-hour day feels like it's 18, all right? Sometimes it feels shorter than that, you know? Now, this is what Esau's vision is, all right? Remember, I foresaw this. Elder Kazaki Allah of GMS Mississippi brought this out, you know? And 15 hours later, a lot of people are accusing, uh, I believe the prophets brought this out first, and then Esau caught on saying, oh, yeah, the prophets know. The men of Great Millstone know. This is just my understanding. Possibly, this could possibly be it. And now they're bringing it out, saying that, oh, yeah, that the people are putting two and two together. And now they're saying that, yeah, they're trying to create that smart city. Look, LA wildfires deliberately started to turn Los Angeles into smart city by 2028. Bizarre claim surfaces. This is called Times Now. Sports Keda, where you'll be governed and policed by AI. Smart LA 2028 Smart Cities conspiracy erupts as internet reacts to viral fire claim. Hindustan Times, East Indian media outlet. California wildfires deliberately set for Agenda 2030 and smart cities. Fact checking the bizarre claims. Now, one more thing you got to understand is, right, the Lord, me personally believing this, the Lord ain't going to keep us here till 2030, bro. You know, I don't believe that's going to happen. Okay, because the energy, the spiritual energy is so strong out there. You know, this thing, Lord willing, it happens this year. All right. If it's 2026 early, Lord willing, it's 2026 early. You know, but I don't think we're going to be here long. That's why Esau's trying to do this real quick. You see the fact that this is January still, right? It's January the 11th, 2025. You can see they're trying to get down, right? They haven't said, oh, let's just wait till the spring and then we'll get all this done. You know, nah, they're just getting it in right now because they know time is short. Okay, and the way where they've done all these fires is all prime locations, and having prime locations for the smart city is another enticement for people to move into these smart cities when the financial infrastructure crashes, because they want to hold on to their life, they want to hold on to their children, the food, the water, somewhat of a normal existence. All right. And a lot of people that are homeless will probably take the chip. A lot of people that are out of work or struggling, especially the heathens, they're going to take it. 2/3 Israelites that are not in the know, that believe in America, that believe in the white man, that they believe in all that equality bullshit. They're gonna take it. Let's just read up a little bit more about this. Our vision for Los Angeles. The city of Los Angeles envisions a highly digital and connected city in 2028. Los Angeles residents will experience an improved quality of life by leveraging technology to meet urban challenges. No longer the car capital of the world. Okay, so a lot of you Jakes out there, they're like your old schools and your donks and your low riders, and you Ishikarites are like your old school Pachuco type vehicles. From the 40s and 50s. They're beautiful vehicles, but you're not gonna have that. You're gonna be driving them whack ass electric Nissans. No longer the car capital of the world, residents will choose how they wish to get around LA using a single digital payment platform. Look at that. No longer the car capital of the world, residents will choose how they wish to get around LA using a single digital payment platform with choices like renovated metro, rail, and bus systems, or micro transit choices such as on-demand LA Now shuttles or dockless bicycles. Neighborhoods will again welcome the pedestrian and allow easy access to green space. Okay, so you're going to be within a location that's everything will be there. If you've got a job, it'll probably be within walking distance. All right. If you want to get out of, your little apartment complex, however it's going to be in this smart city, you've got like a little green space, kind of like a more, higher level type projects, but more streamlined, more digital, more seamless, and there'll be no fashion. They'll probably give you, hospital clothes type clothing to wear, like one color. Everybody will wear one color. The guards, the soldiers, whatever, have one particular color. There'll be no fashion. There'll be no sagging. There'll be no bling bling. There'll be no cars. There'll be no drop top low riding. There'll be no cruising. There'll be no bumping of music. All that's going to go out the window. You'll be like, you'll be walking around all in a straight line, you know, like they had you in school. Remember when you were in school? Walk in a straight line. When you were children, you go into school trips, hold hands and all that. You won't be holding hands though, but you know, you'll be walking a straight line and you'll do as you're told. And it's funny that they show an Edomite here with his face covered and they show nothing but brown children. Our vision for Los Angeles. All right. And why are they concentrating on Los Angeles? Because a bulk of you Israelites are there. You got all 12 tribes there in LA. All right. And and the way I see it, they're saying Los Angeles, they're trying to knock down the angels, right? And they're trying to build on top of the angels. So that's spiritual in itself. Los Angeles means the angels, right? If needed, all Angelinos, including those with disabilities, will have ready access to public safety. But there's one second I want to come back here. Let me just read this part again. No longer the car capital of the world, residents will choose how they wish to get around LA using a single digital payment platform. All right. And that's going to be, obviously, when that time comes, if we're not going to get to that time, Lord willing, we're not going to be here that long, will be the RFID chip. Okay. They're already showing that. A lot of people have already taken it. Other parts of Europe I believe, is Sweden or Switzerland. I think it's Sweden, one or the other, right? Have already taken it. A lot of them, 90% of them. And that part of the world, right, wasn't on lockdown during 2019. All right. Let me just Google actually. Sweden or Switzerland with most RFID chip holders? Yeah, Sweden. More than 4,000 Swedes have adopted the technology, with one company, Biohacks International, dominating the market. All right, so Sweden. Thousands of Swedes have microchips implanted into their bodies so that they don't need to carry key cards, IDs, and even train tickets. About 3,000 people in Sweden have inserted a microchip, which is as tiny as a grain of rice, under their skin over the past 3 years. That's 2018. It's 2025 now. That number has doubled. You know, there's a lot of Edomites there. You know, once I landed Jake, Sweden, you've got a lot of Edomites there now. You know, and remember, Sweden was not on lockdown during 2019 when this COVID thing started. Why? Because they're already hipped, and they're already hip to that, and they already like that. You know, I've seen a couple of documentaries, and people very rarely use cash. They're like, when you pull out cash out of your wallet, they look at you funny. Like you've got two heads or something. Oh yeah, this is what they aim to do with a digital payment platform. This is what they want for you Angelinos and the rest of the world. Anything else to read? There's a lot here to read. Download this. How technology makes us smarter. I think most people have regressed, especially Gen Z. They've regressed big time. My generation had a little bit more scruples. Children, people that were born in the 70s, 25-year-old back in the 90s was way smarter than a 25-year-old today. Anyway, how technology makes us smart. Technology has transformed almost every facet of our lives. 85% of Americans already connect with each other through handheld smartphones. So a lot of people, they're trying to make everything seamless, all right? Your money will be transferred to your chip. It will probably be tokens or, what's it called? Probably in units or tokens or credits or whatever they'll give you to use each month. And you won't be able to save it. You have to use it within the month, otherwise you lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. That kind of situation. You won't need to carry keys, front door keys. You won't need car keys because everything will be, that public transport. Everything will be AI. Um, there'll be no warmth. There'll be no, shooting the SHID with anyone, your neighbors or whatever. That'll be all out the window. That's what they're aiming to do. All right. 72% are active on social media. An average household has 11 connected devices. Oh, yeah. What makes a city smart? At the City of Los Angeles, we believe that a smart city is one that efficiently and ethically uses secure technologies, data, and resources to improve quality of life and sustainability for residents, businesses, and visitors. Efficient, choose optimal multi purpose solutions to maximize limited government resources. Ethical, protect the city against racial or geographic iniquities. Iniquities and negative social consequences for the public. Example, privacy bias. Well, they've chosen a prime location to set these fires for the most part, right? Areas with mansions and Hollywood stars and things like that. So this is going to be, and Jake always wants equality, and they've been looking for quality, no justice, no peace, and all that nonsense. So they're trying to entice Jake. You know, otherwise, the so-called white man, this is their world at the moment for the short duration, even though it's falling. They've never suffered racial injustice, so this is not really an enticement for them. This is mainly aimed at you Israelites. Okay, they want the so-called, they want the Edomites too, the so-called white man, but all right, they want to get you Jakes because they know they delete you, they could hopefully delete the elect, but they can't delete the elect. Why? Because the elect are chosen from the foundations of the earth. The elect are going to be kept safe no matter what. All right, but you 2/3 are going to go. Listen to Zechariah 13 and 8 and 39. 1/3 will make it through, 2/3 will be gone. And there's various ways the Lord will take you out. Like that song is a statement that was made in one of Snoop Dogg's song. I think it was which album was it? The Chronic or Dog? Was it Doggy Style? I forget. I bought the albums 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago. Yeah, 6 million ways to die. Choose one. The Lord's got many ways to delete the 2/3 and the heathen between now and the nukes. And the nukes will be the final culmination or the climax. All right. Secure, safeguard sensitive data and prevent unauthorized access by hackers. All right. Because you're going to be the technology. You know, you'll be like a computer walking around in a meat package. Technology, data, and resources. Use carefully curated and integrated assets to benefit our stakeholders. Quality of life and sustainability. Fulfill expectations identified by our stakeholders. The people who live in Los Angeles, the companies that operate in Los Angeles, and the tourists who visit Los Angeles, including those with disabilities. Let's see if anything else. Okay. All right, I think that's about it. Okay, where is it? Now listen to this. What Mel Gibson says. All right. Now, does this sound like a person that's concerned? Does this sound like even his acting skills in this interview was terrible. All right. I was just watching an interview yesterday of Richard Gere because Richard Gere is married to a Spanish woman. I mean, she could be one of our, possibly an Israelite because a lot of Israelites over there, because she is very feminine, likes to cook and all that kind of stuff, likes to cook for lots of people. That's just me just looking and thinking that has this cracker married an Israelite woman. But nevertheless, what I was trying to get at is Richard Gere has moved his family to Spain, and they moved. He said I think the interviewer asking him these questions. I don't know which was it, Jimmy Kimmel, or was the other guy? Was the other guy called? One of them. Anyway, you can Google it. It's a recent one, end of 2024 or this month. He said we left. I think he said December 2024 or January 2025. He said we just left recently, so he's just come to America to do an interview. So his family and his wife and children are in Spain because a lot of these rich people, a lot of these Hollywood people have moved out of America. Okay, a lot of them they know what time and they know what's coming. A lot of them have moved out of America. All right, if they do come, they just come before hell breaks loose just to do interviews or whatever. any kind of movies or whatever, But they got their home base either in the south of France, New Zealand, um, parts of Europe. Um, you even got that ex-rapper Eve, that who's a serpent's wife now. She married to a small hat, a tunnel digger, billionaire. She lives in London. You know, the pit bull in a skirt.
Belong to award-winning, Oscar-winning director, actor, producer Mel Gibson.
Copyright fair use, 1976.
And Mel joins me by phone right now. Mel, I am so sorry to be talking to you under these circumstances. I'm looking at video of the ruins.
The reporter and him are actors. Okay, the reporter knows. Okay, listen to Mel Gibson. All right, he knows. All right, he's not even concerned. Listen to his answers.
What was once your home? I gotta ask you how you're doing.
I'm doing good. It's just a thing, but it is obviously, it's kind of devastating. It's emotional. You live there.
And none of these Hollywood stars. Apparently, I think the death toll is 10 people have died in these fires. But a lot of the prime locations and the gated neighborhoods and the Hollywood and all these Hollywood stars, how come none of them are deleted? Because they all knew the same way the Amalekites, the small hatters, the tunnel diggers did not attend work on September the 11th, 2001, which was a Tuesday, right? The same way these guys weren't at their houses. They've got multiple homes. This is not their prime location, all right?
For a long time, and you had all your stuff. You remember George Carlin talking about your stuff? Yeah. I had my stuff there, and it's all like, I've been relieved from the burden of my stuff because it's all in cinders.
Yeah. Where were you, Mel, when the fire broke out?
Gosh, I was in Austin. I was doing the Rogan podcast, and I was kind of ill at ease while we were talking because I knew my neighborhood was on fire.
And Joe Rogan's part of it too. Okay, that's why he lives in Texas. A lot of these guys in 50 Cent moved to Texas. Why? Because they know what they think. A lot of them want to stay in America. They know that Texas is going to be a state that's going to sort of rise up and fight against the rest of America. Okay, that's why they call it the Lone Star State. You can fit England into the state of Texas 5 times. Texas is like a damn near a country itself. Right? They think that Texas is going to be safe, and because you know what, you can carry heavy artillery, you can carry machine guns, you can carry shotguns, you can carry guns. It's an armed state. You can be gatted up. You can have a revolver on the side of your hip. You can have all that. You can walk. You can drive around in a Hummer with guns, attached at the top and all that. You can do that in Texas. That's a lot of people have gone there, and I believe it's also tax breaks. And probably some underground bunkers there too, maybe, and they all plan this out. It's like a diary. Oh, when are you going to burn down my house in Los Angeles? Oh, we're going to do it on the what's the date today? On the 9th of January or whatever. All right, cool. Set up my meeting with Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan's going to, oh yeah, okay, cool. We're going to burn that his so and so's house on that day. I'll do the meeting with Mel Gibson, so he's got a good alibi. It's all set up, man. They're all part of it. All right, Joe Rogan too.
So I thought, I wonder if my place is still there. But when I got home, sure enough, it wasn't there. I went home and I said to myself, well, at least I haven't got any of those pesky plumbing problems anymore.
When did you drive up? Did you take this video that we're looking at?
Yeah, I was taking some of it. Rose took some, and the chickens survived. It was amazing.
That is.
The chickens poop, and they were fine. So we gave them some grain and some water, and they're happy and laying eggs and stuff. So there you go. They weren't roast chickens.
And where was Rose during all of this? Was she with you in Austin, or?
No. We evacuated. See, I left on a plane, and the winds were picking up, and I went to Austin, and of course, while I was gone, whenever I leave town, a fire breaks out. It was the same last month. I mean, it was the same thing. The flames were like 200 yards away from my house. But this time they came from the other direction and really nailed me. And I have never seen a place so perfectly burnt. It is like...
You heard it, right? I've never seen a place so perfectly burnt. All right? You got to read in between the lines as well. He doesn't care. He lived there 15 years with his children. He's going to talk about his family, photos being burnt up. Old school albums. You know, I like old school albums where you take pictures with a real camera, you develop them, and you put them in a photo album with that little plastic seal or whatever. Then you put it, it sticks down on the page, and you cover it with that sort of like a cling filmy type plastic seal, see through. All these pictures are gone, right? All his family things are gone. He lived there 15 years, and there's no emotional ties there, all right? Because he knew it was that time. And he goes, he's never seen a place so perfectly burnt. Now, what's he referring to? Okay, he said his chicken survived. So why is he saying perfectly burnt? If it was perfectly burnt, his chickens would not have survived. He's saying perfectly burnt because it was done systematically with a dew weapon, direct energy weapon from satellites, which Esau has weapons in heaven. Because that's Esau's blessing, is his weaponry. Okay, because they're going to need that. Because they want to fight the Lord when he returns. They want to fight the elect, the 144,000 elect Israelite men. All right? They've got weaponry like that. All right? They've got those Iron Man suits. They've got super soldiers. All right? It's like you like what do you use? You know how you make cookies? You got that what do you call it? When you I don't even know what you call that thing. You like, for example, you're making cookies and you press that on the dough and it cuts a nice neat round circle, or it could be shape of like a dinosaur, like if you're making cookies with your children or whatever. You know, and it's the shape of a dinosaur or a triangle or a square or a rectangle. Okay, this direct energy weapon, right, is systematically hit certain areas, prime locations of California, so the smart city can be built allegedly. All right, okay, and it's hit it like that. Other things weren't touched. These areas were touched. That's why he said, if you read in between the lines, okay, let's listen to it again. 1 second.
And 100 yards away from my house. But this time they came from the other direction and really nailed me. And I have never seen a place so perfectly burnt.
I've never seen a place so perfectly burnt.
It is like, it's kind of, you could put it in an urn, you know?
Yeah, there is nothing there. What about the rest of the neighborhood, Mel? Your neighbors, the people you've lived next to for quite some time, how did they fare?
You could put it in an urn, but then again, his chicken survived though.
Yeah, some of the neighbors really got it hard. I know, Ed Harris, the actor, who lives down the street. I think his place is gone, and many of my friends up and down the street. And it was kind of random. It wasn't every place, but it was quite a few places. There was a dozen places or so that were just non-existent. I mean, nothing but a chimney and a few.
It wasn't every place. It was a dozen other places. So basically, just prime locations. All right, wherever that laser wanted to hit, it hit. All right, because fire can attach to anything. All right, because in this world of technology and flames and I'm not a scientist, but like fuel and wiring and etc. and gas, things will light up quick. All right, things would light up quick. But for some reason, it's only specific to certain locations, and it hasn't hit everything. Okay, and it's done with a design. All right, and obviously Ed Harris is, he was in that movie, A History of Violence with Viggo Mortensen. If you've seen that movie, yeah, he's all these actors, all these actors and stuff. You telling me that they haven't been rewarded financially? Of course they have. That's why they're not worried. Now listen to the part where he talks about his insurance.
Roof tiles, and you dare not walk around for the nails and the whole deal. The vehicles were gone, everything. It was completely toasted. I've never seen such a complete burn. It's like someone did it on purpose to really destroy everything.
You heard that, right? It's like somebody did it on purpose. Yeah, it was done on purpose. Your dew weapon, DEW, direct energy weapon, or weapons, plural. Google it. Yeah, it was done on purpose. See that? They let you know. They're playing games with you. But someone's going to believe, oh, poor Mel. A lot of people are making comments, oh, Mel's keeping his chin up. Oh, he's so strong. And, Mel is like that character from Lethal Weapon. Mel ain't nothing like that character from Lethal Weapon. He's an actor. All right? And a terrible one at that. He knows what time it is. The world is a stage indeed.
Aspect of it.
And when you hear that this fire is zero,
I've never seen such a complete burn. It's like someone did it on purpose to really destroy every aspect of it.
And when you hear that this fire is 0% contained, they have still not contained this. They're calling it the worst fire in LA history.
Well, those winds were something else. I mean, when have we had winds like that? I mean, that's crazy. And, you know,
they got weather modification equipment as well, where they can increase winds. Remember that as well, okay? They've got the direct energy weapons, weather modification, so they can sort of like use both technologies to make these things happen.
Oh, I guess there was the water wasn't doing what it should, and the forests weren't cleared like they should have been. So I don't know. It's the perfect confluence, the perfect storm of the perfect firestorm. I mean, my place looked like Dresden.
Yeah, it does look like Dresden. What are you going to do now? Are you going to try and rebuild there?
I don't know. I mean, I'll clean it up because it's toxic, and of course, the land is beautiful. It's a beautiful ocean view. Hey, anybody want to buy some land? 5 acres. Yeah.
Yeah, get it cheap. Ha ha. I don't think so.
And see, get it cheap. Ha ha. They're both laughing. Okay, he's joking about it like everything's cool because he knows. He probably knew a year in advance. Put everything in place. He wasn't there. His family's all moved out. You know.
So it's we'll go through the usual motions. I guess there's some kind of insurance. Maybe I can't even tell you anymore.
There's some kind of insurance. Maybe I can't even tell you anymore. A house you've owned for 15 years, right? A mansion in Malibu, California. Ain't no more Baywatch there no more. That's for sure. But okay, in Malibu, California, right? Malibu Beach, prime location, right? Where they filmed Baywatch and that back in the 90s. Sun, surf, and sand. Beach Boys singing about that area. And he doesn't know, he hasn't got insurance on it. He doesn't know about his insurance. He's acting so blasé about it. Man, the biggest bullshit is, we know what you're doing, devil.
But, it's emotional. And, I lived there for about 14, 15 years. So it was home to me, and I had a lot of personal things there that, I can't get back. And,
like what?
But, all kinds of stuff, everything from photographs to files to, just personal things that I had from over the years and clothing, and, it's pretty cool stuff, but, hey, that can all be replaced. These are only things. And, the good news is that, those in my family and those I love are all well, and we're all happy and healthy and, out of harm's way. And
yeah.
That's all I care about, really.
Mel, thanks so much for
all happy and healthy and out of harm's way. Esau. Let's go to the GNT, which is 2 Corinthians 2:11. In order to keep Satan from getting the upper hand over us, for we know what his plans are. So that's 2 Corinthians 2:11 again, GNT. In order to keep Satan from getting the upper hand over us, for we know what his plans are. How do we know? Okay. Yahweh Shai, lets us know because we know, where what time it is, we know where it's at, we know what's to come, we know who we are. Pursuant to the scriptures, who our elders teach us in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, that men of Great Millstone, from the apostles on down, the elder bishops and the other elders and our prophets of Great Millstone and affiliate camps, we know we get knowledge that way as well. And then we search the scriptures as well and check it out ourselves. And two and two comes together and it starts working out in our mind, like a picture coming to fruition, like beautiful artwork, spiritual artwork. Let's go to the King James Version. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Ignorant means not to know, but we know. So we're not ignorant, all right? We are not ignorant of his devices. We know of his devices, as a GNT version says. In order to keep Satan from getting the upper hand over us, we know what his plans are, all right? Is there anything else I want to add to this? Should I do this one? Let's read Let's go to Mark 13:25. Is that the whole scripture? Let's see. Mark 13:25. And the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. All right. The stars of heaven are falling. All right. Who are the stars? These. Mel Gibson was a star in this world. Made numerous movies, told lies in his movies, made Passion of Christ, Braveheart, which are all Israelite based, but they use crackers. You know, um, he's got a big comeuppance coming as well. But he's falling. They think that everything's okay. Because they're comfortable at the moment. As the Lord says, when they shall say peace and safety, the son of destruction shall come upon them like a woman in travail. That's going to happen, man. All right, to a lot of you so-called stars that think that your families are healthy and happy, and things can be replaced. All right, we're not ignorant of your devices, devil. All right, and one more thing about this smart city, ain't gonna happen. The Lord ain't gonna keep us here long enough for this to happen. 2028, I don't think it's gonna be, you know, 3 more years here, 4 more years here. I don't think so. Lord willing, it's not that long. Abaratazar is not that long. The Lord ain't gonna keep us here that long because the Lord is shortening the time. All right, the Lord is definitely shortening the time. The angels are revealing themselves. And we do not have too long here left. Okay. Anyway, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash, Shalom.